A bill before the Ohio House Energy and Natural Resources Committee will have serious consequences for Eastern Ohio landowners. Here to tell us more is Chris Oldham. Welcome, Chris. Tell us who you are and what it is you do.
Thank you, Carrie, for having me today. My name is Chris Oldham, and I'm the president of Gateway Royalty. And we are a mineral and royalty acquisition company that focuses on buying minerals in southeastern Ohio and the Utica Shale. And we've been actively buying minerals throughout this area over the last 10 years. And to date, we're under about 1,500 producing Utica Shale wells, and we've invested about $200 million to date.
What does HB 152 pertain to?
HB 152 pertains to the process of force pulling. Force pulling is real similar to the concept of eminent domain for a pipeline. You know, you have pipeline coming this way, you have right of way, and you've got pipeline coming this way, and they're trying to connect the pipeline, and then you have this one person in here that is just fighting because they don't want to give you a right of way across the property. But you have to have that right of way in order to connect the pipelines. And the same thing goes with oil and gas development. You may have 250 acres of mineral owners that want to see their minerals developed, and you have 25 acres, and maybe that's 3 or 4 people that are holding up development. Well, you can't let those 3 or 4 people hold up, you know, the operator from drilling wells and producing a natural resource that's going to benefit all the other people. So that's what force pulling is really meant for. We want to see natural resources developed. We want to see operators drill wells. We want to see mineral owners generate royalty income. So force pulling is an important aspect of the oil and gas business. We just want to make sure it's fair and equitable on both sides.
What are the issues with this bill?
There are 4 main issues with this bill. 1, it allows deductions to a mineral owner's royalty stream. 2, there's not going to be a bonus paid to the mineral owner getting force pulled. 3, the mineral owner is going to receive the lowest royalty rate that you can receive, which is a 12.5%. Finally, it allows operators to file a force pulled unit with only 65% of the unit leased.
In a fair bill, what kind of language would be included to protect the mineral owners?
What a mineral owner and what I'd like to see in HB 152 is that there's absolutely no deductions, no cost deducted of any kind. The second thing I want to see is whatever the average bonus price paid for all the acreage in the unit was. If somebody's getting force pulled, that's the average bonus that they should receive. The average royalty for that particular unit, that's what the average royalty needs to be for the mineral owner getting force pulled. And then lastly, in order to even get to these other points, an operator needs to have 85% of a unit put together day one to create the fair market value for that particular unit, so you know what the royalty should be and what the bonus should be. And again, there should be absolutely no deductions.
And how do you know so much about this topic?
I believe I'm as knowledgeable as anybody is in the Ohio Utica Shale. I moved my family to Ohio in 2012. We bought an old bank building in downtown Carrollton, moved in, got along, you know, became part of the community. When we got here, there was only 8 producing wells in the play, and now there's about 3,000 producing wells in the play. We've seen everything just absolutely explode over the last 10 years. We've been able to follow not only just the land activity, but the drilling activity. We've paid attention to the production. We've seen the accounting. The only thing that we do is focus in southeastern Ohio. This is the only place we've put any investment dollars. This is the only place we want to be. We're right here on the ground, and we see everything inside out because this is all we do.
What is at stake with this bill?
This bill is so important because it's going to have such a major impact on the future development of oil and gas in eastern Ohio. The Utica Shale is going to be here for the next 50 to 100 years. These wells are going to produce for 40 to 50 years once they're drilled. And when you think about the long-term ramifications and the economic impact it's going to have in southeastern Ohio, it is absolutely imperative that the right bill gets placed into law where mineral owners are not going to have royalty deducted from their revenue stream. And that income is going to get passed through all these local communities, and it's not going to be leaving the state. I mean, most of the operating companies are from Texas or Oklahoma or Colorado or Pennsylvania. They're not from Ohio. So the fact that the revenue and the royalties generated from these counties is going to stay in the counties with the mineral owners because the other dollars are going to be moving out of state. And that's another reason why it's so imperative that this bill gets placed and it's fair and equitable to the people of Ohio.
If I'm a concerned mineral owner, what should I do?
Landowners should contact their state representatives and let them know that they're not in favor of House Bill 152 in its current form, and that all they want is a fair and equitable bill for all the parties involved.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Carrie.